Oh, good morning. おはようご、good morning. こんばん。
Is that so?
Ariga,
Okay.
thanks much.
We're here to do our podcast, but live version, if anyone
Yes.
was wondering. Hello.
Mhm. Hello, everyone.
We're just setting up our Twitch and then we'll get
Yep.
going. But
Yeah, we are
today's
live.
topic is about shrines. If you want to drop any questions about visiting shrines or, I don't know, New Year's or whatever comes to mind, you can drop it in our laid back Japanese podcast chat
Mm-hmm.
right above this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if you're watching us on Twitch or whatever, or like YouTube, then you could drop it in the normal chat, or you could join the Discord at nativeshark.com/community. Both are fine. Hi.
Oui. Oui.
Hmm?
Oui.
Oui.
I'm trying to make
Oh.
sure that
Wait, French?
we
Is he
sound
saying
okay.
French?
Oui.
Oui. That's the only French word I know. That and
Yeah, pretty
baguette.
much.
Baguette. But I can't
Okay.
pronounce it right.
No one is telling us that our audio sucks.
いいね。
Anyone?
よかったね.
Anyone have a take on that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Okay.
levels. It should be pretty fine.
Yosh.
Yosh. Yosh. おはようみんな.
Okay. There we go.
The level
I
that
am
I'm
ready
sitting
if you
at,
are.
I'm almost
Mhm.
ready, but the level that I'm sitting at, the level that you're sitting at on camera, is vastly different, and it feels funny. And I'm scared to touch my
I don't
camera
know
because
what to
it'll
do about
freeze.
that.
Ah,
Is that better?
yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think that's better.
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal, but and I'm just scared to touch my camera. I would put it upwards,
Yeah,
but
don't.
it's
Oh
gonna
my gosh.
freeze.
Okay, wait.
So
So Ty disappeared for a second, and he comes back, and he gets summoned back into the camera scene. It's just all red is quite scary.
yeah, I
いや、びっ
turn
く
it
りし
on and
た。
just ねびっくりするよね。
うん。
でも毎回するか
うん。
ら、
うん。
you got it. I don't know why, but it's just everything is red and then it slowly fades into normal. It's like what is and it only does it with Google Meetings though. It doesn't do it with like Discord or something. なんでかわかんな
タイ
い。
は実は鬼である。
鬼である。そうでありんす。
怖っ。
All right.
Right. Let's get rid of these notifications, and we are good to go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we're good to record. You hang on a live recording. Hey. I feel involved. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
You are
That's
very
nice.
well involved. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have questions or at any time, feel free to ask. How it generally works is like the beginning, we like talk with chat or say hi, just kind of whatever. And then we record kind of like the first half and then we stop, take another chat break, and then we record again cuz it's hard to focus, it's hard to talk and read chat at the same time. So that's how we do it.
うん。
So yeah, if anyone has any questions at any time, just feel free to type them out and we'll get to them at some point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. こんにちは。
こんにちは。
毎日ゲームさん。お久しぶりです。
お久しぶり。
先週ぶりです。
久しぶりだね。
うん。
It's been a week.
Okay. We have clapped. We have recorded. Started.
パチパチ。
OK です。Yes.
OK でございます。
では、行ってきます、皆さん。
行ってきます。
皆さん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。おはようございます。
こんにちは。
おはよ
Today we'll be relaxing to the topic of 神社とお寺。
う。あ、神社大好き。あ、ガリのエピソードもしてるんだね。Yeah, I love ginger.
ちょっと待って。先週ガリ
先週ゆか
That's
りだった
actually
よね。
my
神
brain
社。
confused.
I saw it I saw it on your face. Like processing.
Oh my
神社、神社大好き。
god. Of course. どっちも好きです。So, 神社 is 何でしょう It's written as God, house,
I think
place,
Sha, I think
society.
Sha is 社会の社ね。So it's
うん
like society, I guess.
そうね。
うん。
で、so that's 神道。And then、お寺は仏教のブーダスタ。
Yeah,
です。
temple. Buddhist temple.
うん。
ね。Yeah, and then what I said, jinja, right? Jinja is the long A, so it's actually ginger, which is completely different than jinja. ね。
Like, ジンジャーエールとか。
Mm,
You'll definitely hear that.
yeah. But usually
はい
we'll say
私
shogun,
ジンジャー
but
エール
yeah.
大好きです。
大好きですか？
うん。
なんか、自製 like homemade ginger ale? Like at like
自作じゃない？
Mises and stuff? 自作？
うん。
自製わかんない。
自作自製 I feel like that's actually one word 自作自営。ちょっと待ってよ。
いや、わかんない。
自作
I've had like,
自
it's like
自製
house
自営
made. 自製 Because like
自製か。
いや、違うと思うけどね。あ、違わない。いや、違う。
出てこない。
自作
自作
Like homemade. I just want to say homemade. 自作かな Home brewed.
自製出てこないよ。
I don't remember what it
ごめん。
was. 覚えてない。ごめん。
いえい
But
え。
I've had like homemade ginger ale at restaurants. It's like so good.
日本 is just on top of their 自家製ジンジャー
自家製
あ、それ
それなんじゃない？自家製そう、それ。
普通にごめん
普通に言えた。自家製言おうとしてたよ。
自家製はホームメイドね。
Yeah, okay, I forgot the cot part. So it's G like self, cot, yeah, right, home, and then say made. 自家製。
はい。Now we know. We can move on with our lives.
Yeah, we can move on. We can move on to the main topic now. ごめんね、みんな。
ごめんなさい。親父ギャグが長すぎました。
はい。謝罪いたし
So,
ます。
タイさん。
はい。
一番好きな神社かお城じゃないや。お城も入れて、
お城もいいね
神社かお寺か、お城ある？
ある。一番好きな神社は、なんか、伏見稲荷大社。
どこ？
それめっちゃ好き。京都にある。わかる？伏見稲荷。
知らない。
知らないの？
行ったことある？
いや、絶対知ってる。
わかんない。
絶対知ってる。わかんない？
名前苦手だから。I'm not very good with names.
千本の鳥居のやつ。
あ、行った。
伏見稲荷大社っていう。It's so like there's 1,000 gates. So it's like in a big mountain and it's just got like you just go through all these gates. It's super famous, so I think most people would probably know it. But それが一
ケルブ
番好きかも。
と私、We went the back route that we found. It was like an entrance to こっち行ったらなんか山道をずっと上まで行って、でくぐって降りるみたいな。
そう。Yeah, there's a lot of like hidden pathways through it. I've been there a couple times and I always take like a different path. Yeah. There was one time where I like ran up just to get exercise.
長くない？
長かったよ。I didn't run the whole way, but I like up certain stairs. I was just like, I want to get to the なんか景色のいいところあるじゃん。なんか全部の京都を見えるなんか山の like there's no trees in that particular part. すごいいい景色。So I like ran up to that part.
すごい。
ありがとう。知恵の一番好きな神社なんですか？
私どこだろうね。 The most like nostalgic one that for me that kind of has significance is like one by our house, like my
う
おじいちゃん
ん。
's house,
う
おじいちゃんおばあさん
ん。
's house. なんだっけ、よし、あれ名前覚えてないや。まあいいや。Anyway, it's like a
まあいい
really
や。
tiny, like a local shrine, which
Right.
we will definitely get into because these are everywhere.
うん。
But I think that one is most nostalgic to me. But I
Yeah.
do really like the one in Asakusa, Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
The
名前なんだ
really
ったっ
massive
け？
one. It just makes you feel tiny. え、
うん。
浅草寺じゃないの？違うの？
いやー、雷門ついてるやつ？
そうそう、雷も
うん。
ついてるやつ。
浅草寺
で、
かな？
道がずらーってお店が並んでるやつ。
うん。
時々じゃないや、いつも。
いつも。まあ、コロナの時代だと、コロナの時期だと、時々だよ。It's only
そうね。
sometimes.
コロナちょっと、どんまいだね。
Yeah. I went there when I first got here last year, but everything was shut down from Corona. So it was basically just the shrine that was open. And then like all the mise and like stuff, it was all 閉まってる。It was sad.
なんか買ったことある？神社で。Have you
う
ever
ん。
bought
いっ
anything?
ぱい。うん。いつもお土産として、なんかちっちゃい守り買ってる。
お守りとは何じゃ？
お守りは、守ってくれるちっちゃいなちっちゃなやつ。What would you say for that?
持ってる？ちょっと待ってよ。あるよ。
い
ちょっと。
やー、絶対持ってる。ちょっ
と待ってよ。
これは仏教のやつかな？
お守りって神社とお寺とどっちでも買える？
Yeah, I think you
よ
can
ね。
get both.
よいしょ。
心身健全っていうお守り。So it's
どういうこと
written,
に使う？
so it's written, 心 is like heart and then body. And then 健全 is 健康の健と全部の全。So, like health, full health of mind and body っていう charm だね。I like this
でもいい
one.
のかな？
うん。
清水寺。
ああ、清水寺大好き。That's in 京都。
どこにあるっけ？ Okay,
京都だよ。
And then
名前めっちゃ下手だね。
すいません。音痴なんで、見えるかな？ちょっと。
ちょっと
開運って
見える。
書いてある。これ。牛？
開運？
It was for the year of 牛年。
うん。
It's a little
開運
plastic
っ
cow.
て、like 海 and then luck? 開？
違
開って
う違う。開は開ける？ So
あ
opening
ー
up your
okay.
luck?
Okay. うん。Yeah. But yeah, they're all like everywhere in shrines and temples that just like there's places to buy charms. They have like they have the miko, right? The miko usually sell them. Or like a monk will be selling them. ね。The miko.
Miko is like a shrine designated, usually female. I don't actually know if you can be one if you're a male.
I think you have to be. I think like yeah, I think you have to be a female. Miko.
And they wear this white top and a red bottom. Very noticeable outfit.
Yeah. And it's a Shinto thing. They don't do that at Buddhist temples. そうだね。Miko no ji wa like shrine maiden, and then the second one is woman. So I think you have to be a woman.
Oh, okay.
Something tells me you have to be a woman. I
Maybe.
can't quite put my finger on it.
That's funny. でさ、日本で、なんだっけ、神社とか、shrine とかに行ったときに、what was like the things that you had questions about, or was confused, or didn't know how to act?
Right. So when I go to shrines, so jinja, I see people like going up to them and then like they throw in some, like once they get to like the main area, right, there's like the coin donation area, so they throw in the coin and then like bow a couple times and they clap a couple times, but there's definitely a set order, and I know there's a set order, but I can never remember it. So
うん。
do you know that order, Chia?
ちょっと待ってよ。知ってるよ。
知ってる？知ってる？
うん。I think this is correct.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Most likely is correct. So, at those ones, 二礼、二杯、一礼 is how you
That
do
sounds
it.
right.
So,
Okay.
when you go up to these things, you can either throw in a coin, do the little jinglings, and then you do 二礼, which is 2 bows,
Mm-hmm.
and then 二杯, which is clap clap.
2杯拍2拍なんじゃない？
あ、ごめん。うん。2拍、うん。2杯。
2拍。
で、パンパンして、なんかちょっと願って一礼もう一回して去る。
Saru, leave. Okay.
Hmm.
So you go up. There's like that rope that you can pull, right? That like I guess it like summons the god or gets their attention, right? That you're about to wish for them, right? 何のための鈴か
あれは
わ
ね、
かんない。
鈴、そう、鈴、apparently the suzu is a symbolism of a god appearing sound.
Okay.
雷鳴 it sounds like thunder, kind of.
Okay. Okay, so
No,
it's
she just-
supposed to... Okay, so when you make the sound, then it's like the god is basically appearing for you. Okay. で、you throw in the coins and then you do the nire, the 2 bows? Or is it... When do you throw the
何
coins
結
in?
構あるじゃない？
Because you throw the coins and then you pull? わかんない。
ポーしてポ
うん
ーと投げるのはどっちでもいいんじゃない？
わかんないよ。
No, I don't.
どっちでもいいかもしれない
I
けど。
usually throw and then ring. Like, hey, I
Okay.
gave you something kind of feeling, and then like ring.
Oh, yeah.
And then パンパン。二礼して、パンパンして、一礼。
Okay. Okay. I think that makes sense then. Pampan is like the clap, right? 2拍 2 claps.
はい。
Pampan. Okay. All right. And then you make your nagai
It was really, interesting to go up to it. Like, you're not ever supposed to show your backside to the gods. This is like really technical, so you don't have to go this far.
Right.
But you go up from, I think, the left side. Left side かな？左足から3歩前に進み。So, like, you go up, whichever side is probably less crowded, and then you kind of approach the gods from like an angle, and then you do your thing in the middle, and then you leave without facing backwards. So you take like a couple steps back and then turn inward so that you never show your butt towards the gods.
I can't say many people follow that. I feel like I haven't seen
No, I
many
don't
people
think
follow
so.
that. If there's a path away, then I'd say do it, but I think a lot of people do just kind of turn around. I feel like I've seen, like, whether they're tourists or not. So
I agree. I don't think even native people don't do that.
yeah. There's also, I've also heard that like if there's a pathway, you should never, and I don't think this is a really strict rule, but you should never walk in the middle because the middle of the pathway is for the gods. So you should walk on the sides. ね、聞いたことあるこれ、それ。
そう。いや、この前まで聞いたことなかった。
あ
It makes sense though.
僕も yeah, I only heard it recently, but it makes sense. But as far as like the strict rules, I think really the only major one is don't clap too many times and don't ring the bell too many times, right? As long as you're trying to be respectful there, just 2 bows, 2 claps, then bow. I think anything else you could probably Like as long as you just use basic common sense to be respectful with, you should be fine. ね。
うん。
うん。There's also, なんか手洗うやつ名前覚えて
あ、
ない。
あるね。
うん。
Yeah.
名前わかる？
Yeah, before we move on, I just want to
うん。
clarify the bell and throwing coin kind of at the
う
same
ん。
time. And then you do the bow, bow, clap, clap, and the last clap you kind of hold if you want to make a negaigoto or
う
like
ん。
prayers.
Yep.
And then after you're done, you do one more bow and then you leave.
う
Okay,
ん。
that's a short version.
はい。
Hi. Do we want to peek our chats for a second
Oh yeah, let's
before
peek our
we
chats.
jump into the washing hands?
はい。
How do I join
Let's see.
Google Meeting? Hmm.
This one's
You
just
should
for our
get a
face
link.
cams.
Yes. If you're talking about ours, I don't think anyone else can join.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about in general, they send you a link and then you click it.
Ty sends you a link. No, it's in like if you go to Google, there's like the thing in the top corner of stuff, and it's just like a meet button, and that's where it is. Have you been to the shrine with like 7 stones?
なんでしょう？どこでしょう？
7 stones? どこなんだろ
7、7、石。なんだろう？石。お寺？
7 stones. Shrine? Ise Grand Shrine? これなんだろうかな。
Do you remember where? You can see stones behind stones.
I can see stones behind stones.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
Hiroshima. Maybe it's. This isn't Hiroshima, right? Mie? No, I don't know. ごめんね。聞いたことないかも。
ごめん。
Yeah. I've been to a lot of shrines where places I've actually visited, but I haven't gone to a place specifically to do a shrine yet. 龍安寺。龍安寺。
龍安寺。どこでしょう？
Kyoto. Oh, I've probably been there then. ちょっと見てみ
Ty is
る。
the master of all places in Kyoto. Oh, it's like a Zen garden?
Yeah.
みたいな公園?
If I look in maps, わかるかも。
綺麗! Those of you who are not looking this up, it looks like it's a temple that has stairs leading up to it, and then there's like those Zen pebble garden thing in the back, which is just super calm looking.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
looks
kinda
really
looks like.
nice. 行ったことない。ごめん。
私も行ったことない。
Yeah, it's really far. It's like into the mountains, which I haven't been to that area yet. I've always been to like the eastern side. If it's the mountains, it's like the eastern side. So like Kiyomizu-dera toka I've been to, and like all the shrines around that, or like most of the shrines around that area. I love Kiyomizu-dera. And then like Fushiminari, stuff like that. But I haven't gone, to the really far away ones yet. Because when all the times I've traveled to Kyoto, I've never enjoyed using the buses. So I never really went super far. Now I think I would.
I went to a shrine that was on the top of a mountain, but you could only get there by taking this specific monorail みたいなやつ. But it was designed specifically only for this track. And so the monorail was made slanted with the chairs like perpendicular to the ground in the thing. すっごい面白かったよ。
So the ground of the monorail was kind of slanted, and then they like designed that.
Yeah. で、確か 琵琶湖を見渡しながら上がっていくやつだったと思う。琵琶
うん。
湖どこだったか覚えてないけど。Where's
あ、
琵琶湖?
琵琶湖。Yeah, 琵琶湖 is I don't know. Lake Biwa. Where's
Yeah,
Lake Biwa again? It's the
it's
biggest lake.
probably
That's all I
in
know.
that area.
Uh,
Yeah.
Biwako. Where is Biwako? It's in Shiga. So it's near. It's the big lake right next to Kyoto. It's in Shiga.
はい。
Like, I know
Yes,
that
perfect.
lake. Uh,
うん、すっごい綺麗だった。
楽しそ
Alright.
う。はい。
Anyway, I don't see any more questions, so we can jump back into talking about how to wash our hands when we enter these shrines because there's those hand washing places.
Yeah.
なんていうか知ってる？
手洗うところ。
手洗い場
手洗い場。
You
わかんない。
can either read it as ちょうずや or 手水舎.
手水舎。
Either one is fine.
Okay.
ちょうずや, yeah. It's written hand, water, and then like a shed thing. 舎. Place.
Okay. Yeah, and
What
then
did you do the first time?
I saw what people were doing. So that one lots of the time they have like instructions next to it.
Oh,
So I just
okay.
followed the instructions, or like, yeah, I just followed the instructions. So it's like you pick up, like there's a cup, right? And you scoop up the water, or like there's like water that's flowing in from like usually like statues' mouths or something, like a dragon statue or like a frog or something. And you scoop up the water, and then you pour it on your left hand. You cleanse your left hand. And then when the water falls, don't put it back into the area you scooped it from. There's a grate. That's very important. Don't do that. So there's a grate, let it fall into the grate. And then you swap hands. And then at the end, there's also, you clean the ladle. So you like tilt it upwards and let the water flow down the handle of the ladle. Then you put it back. But with Corona, I don't know if that's changed at all. I haven't really gone.
The last time I went to a shrine that had a chozuya, it was kind of just blocked off so that people actually couldn't go there, and the water was shut off.
Yeah.
So 水も出てなかった.
Yeah. 最近やってないな. I feel like I have seen a lot of them. They're either like blocked off or like don't use this or whatnot. Now I think it's reopened, but 最近緊急事態終わってるから多分使えると思う. I think.
Yeah. So the purpose for this gishiki, or
like ceremony kind of thing.
Ceremony, yeah. is so that you as a human is supposedly dirty. So you have to cleanse yourself before you present yourself to the gods. Is what you're doing here. And you cleanse your hand and your mouth. So I think you didn't say anything about the mouth part.
Yeah, I didn't.
So we'll kind of go over the order. So you're supposed to just, do a little tiny bow. So ちょっとお辞儀します before you enter. And then you 左手でひしゃく is the cup thing that you were talking about. It's like a really long stick 取っ手 or the handle, and then there's usually like a metal 浅いカップ
or
like a
wooden.
little
Yeah.
pin,
Usually one or
whatever.
the other.
Is it wooden, really?
Sometimes.
I've actually
Yeah, I
never
guess
seen
it depends on the shrine. It depends on the shrine. I've seen both.
Okay. And then ひしゃくを取って sorry, 右手でひしゃくを取って左手を清めます。清めます。
Yep. Kiyomeru is to cleanse.
Yes. So, but the trick and what you're supposed to do in this whole thing is to use only one of those cupful of waters for this whole entire thing.
なるほど。わかんなかったそれ。
そうです。で、so you scoop some water, you cleanse your left hand, and then, without putting the thing down and losing all your water, you switch hands, and then 右手を清めて、で、右手にまた持ち替えて左手に水を受ける。 So you put a little bit of water in your left hand with the little ladle thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then 口をすすぐ is to
Mm.
rinse out your mouth. It's not you're drinking the water.
Yeah, don't drink the
You're
water.
rinsing it. Yeah, cleansing your mouth. で、
Mm.
左手をもう一度, because you know, like your mouth touch, kind of.
Mm.
So you cleanse your left hand, and then both hands you tilt it backwards so that the water trickles down the handle. で、取っ
Mm.
手を清める.
Right. There are, I feel like I've seen a lot of places where they don't really care about you doing the mouth thing, or like cleansing your mouth. Like no one's gonna get mad if you don't, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, especially with Corona, basically, I think that they've been asking people to stop with that. But
That makes sense.
you should like
But that's the whole
traditionally,
order,
right?
if
Yeah,
you're ever wondering.
the true order height.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have to be very careful if you do the mouth cleansing. Don't ever touch the ladle with your mouth. You might
Yes.
see some oji-chans doing that or oji-sans doing that. The rule of thumb when you're in Japan, never look and follow what the oji-san is doing. They just break every rule. Never do it.
It's so true.
Yeah. So an oji-san will do
man.
that, but like a middle-aged Japanese guy, right? He'll do that. That doesn't mean you should never follow the example of an oji-san. It's just rule of
It's so
thumb.
true.
Uh,
Oh man. Like if this is the example that comes to mind like right away, but
mhm.
oji-sans and oba-sans that are just really old just don't care.
They
They'll
don't.
just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think in most countries maybe, but I don't know. I think it's just kind of
I
silly.
feel like it's especially so in Japan, where like
うん
なんか礼儀を保つ保つ守つえ保つ
保つ
礼儀を保つのが大事だから like all the oji-sans they just don't they're just bored of it or something I don't know they just don't care.
Yeah, it stands out.
うん
面白いよね。
Yeah. 気をつけないといけない。
気をつけないとね。
うん。
Alright. Did we cover all the questions that you had and I had about drawing?
それくらいかなあ、でも、なんか、鳥居くぐる前に、なんかお辞儀とかします
ちょぴっとなんか15度くらいの。
うん。
Okay, wait. Japanese ojigis have levels of politeness.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Maybe there's like a graph that I can look at. 日本のお辞儀、ちょっと待ってよ。
This is very technical. So they're basically like there's small bows and then normal bows. And then there's the really big bows, which like they'll use to you if you're a customer, but usually you don't have to use a big bow. There's like the quick, almost like head nod levels of bows. And then there's like a normal bow for like a thank you or whatnot. Well, then again, thank you uses a lot of the quicks too. At least for me.
So I think like the major ones are, like you mentioned, the head bob.
Mhm.
Like,
The head bob.
失礼しますみたいな。すいませんみたいな。
すいません。
で、次は the big one I think is like your body kind of tilts forward, but you don't necessarily bow.
Right.
Is kind of like an aisatsu, like to maybe your boss or something.
Right. Saying hello or goodbye.
Yeah. And then there's like a 15 degrees. Wait, I think that one was the 15
That one I
degrees.
think is the 15,
There's
right?
like a 45, sorry.
Yeah, the 45 is
45
like...
degrees one. Yeah, so that one's like you'll see at restaurants or proper places.
And usually
they'll do
you
to
won't...
you.
Yeah, they'll do to you.
But this one, when I was working at a hotel in Japan, just for, you know, because I've never worked in Japan and I wanted to experience it, and I was working at a hotel, they're like, you're not supposed to bow the 45-degree one when you're talking, which is, I thought was interesting.
Right. So you have to like
you have
stop
to
talking?
Finish your phrase. Yeah. So it'd be like, いらっしゃいませ. And then you bow. Instead of like at the same time. いらっしゃいませ.
Yeah, I guess now that I think about it, I don't really see people when they do the full bow. It's always after they finish their sentence or their words. 面白い。
ね
Yeah.
because
気
it's
づいたこ
polite
と
to
ない。
finish your sentences.
うん。But yeah,
最後
if
は土
you're
下座
土下座? Oh, 土下座ね. Yeah,
うん。
that one you're like on the ground, basically. You're literally on the ground, right?
うん
土下
Yeah,
座.
so you're sitting on your knees, however you say that in English.
うん。
正座
Yeah, sitting on
で、
your knees.
you put your hand in front of you, kind of like a triangle. This is like really proper, but and
うん。
then you're almost touching your forehead to the floor. Is a
うん。
togeza.
It's like a centimeter away, if that.
Yeah.
Levels of. Yeah. 何のために使う土下座?
Dogeza, if it's like an aggressive one, it's like I did something terrible. Please forgive me, but I don't deserve it. I
Right.
am such a low person kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like when you're really apologizing, or like if you're begging, which is like things you're not gonna
Mm.
do in normal.
Mhm.
If you're a tourist or you're just coming to live here, you're probably not gonna ever do a dogeza.
Mm.
But I
But you
don't
might
know.
hear the word dogeza.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen a dogeza is in like anime or a movie. Like,
そうね。
yeah, like in the first episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba, Tanjiro does a dogeza when he's
He
like begging.
does.
Yeah, he's like begging, don't kill this person, right? Like, please stop. He does a dogeza. だね. I think
Kind
that's
of back to our shrine conversation though. When do you go to shrines?
usually either whenever I feel like it or on New Year's.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like Obon. I wanted to go for Obon, but with Corona, it was just kind of not a good idea, so I didn't. Our stuff was canceled.
Mm.
But yeah, usually during festivals is a good time to go to shrines.
Yeah,
Or New
summer
Year's.
festivals or New Year's, yeah, for sure. Those are the big ones.
Mm.
If you do go to the bigger festival-y ones, like around events, then you'll have fair foods and stuff too.
Whoa.
And
そうだな.
those, I think that we should talk about that in a separate episode
Yeah,
because there's so much fair food
there is.
and New Year's food. Mm.
Yeah, there really is so much. Like I my favorite, like, for just a quick spoiler, I guess, yakisoba at festivals or fairs, and like, it's like my favorite. I just love it. Yakisoba.
It just tastes different. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
there's
fry it
something.
nicely.
Yeah, I remember. I'm like, I don't know why, but like I like if I buy yakisoba from a konbini or something, I don't like it. But if I get it from a festival, I do. And then Caleb was like, "Oh, that's because just like literally being fried in the same fat all day long." I'm like, maybe that's it, or the same oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
あと焼きそばはなんかコンビニ買うとなんかちょっとむしゃじゃないやブジョブジョ
そうそうそうそう。It's like
なんかちょっとね
mushy.
ちょってしてる
ねえ。あんまり歯ごたえ良くないかもね。
そうそう I totally agree with that.
Yeah. But all right, Jie, I have a question for you. Do you? I know you. 名前ちょっと上手じゃないかもしれないけど、なんかおすすめのお寺とか神社ありますか？
おすすめのお寺は、
はい。
いやthe ones we already said, I think definitely. So 清水寺と the one you said.
伏見稲荷大社、
そう
ボトル
それ
京都。
あとは the one I said なんだっけ
ちっちゃい one? Or
No,
different
no,
one?
大きい one.
The 大きい one?
浅草浅草
ああ、そうそうそ
浅草寺
う。
と琵琶湖のやつ I don't know what the name is, but if you just type 琵琶湖and top a mountain, it'll probably show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
あとはね if you live in Japan or, I don't know, just wandering about, the one you find just wandering is the best one.
I agree. Yeah. That's like one of my favorite parts about like when I come to Japan. Well, obviously now I live here, but when I'd like traveled previously, my favorite part was I would just intentionally get lost. Like I would just wander down random streets. I had Google so I could get unlost easily, but I would just like wander, and the coolest shrines where it was like when you didn't expect there would be a shrine. It's like in the middle of a
Mm-hmm.
city or something like that, and it's just like,
Mm.
"Pwah," there's a shrine. Oh, okay, cool.
いや、
Mm,
東京住んでた時に、
mm,
I would go on runs and walks and stuff around our neighborhood, and I usually try to, take a different turn every single time because there were so
yeah.
many turns.
Mm,
And 一回このなんか家からなんか大きいのあったんだけど、I knew about the big one.
mm.
But if you kept going to the right, the neighborhood became like platformed up.
Yeah.
で、そのなんか山みたいになってて、This is middle of Tokyo, right? There's buildings
Mm,
everywhere. で、いきなりなんか草がボーボーになってて木が生えてて、
mm.
when I kept going up and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a shrine.
かっこいいよね。
The stairs were literally just actually vertical. You had to kind of
Like
climb
climb.
up the stairs.
楽し
すご
そ
かったよ。
う。楽しそう。Yeah, and stuff like that. Like it's like this sense of adventure you can get from it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember there's one Tsukimi's Dera. Oh, there's also a shrine in Nara, which I don't remember the name of, but like it's right. You get off at Nara station from Kyoto, and then there's the deer park, right? And the deer just continue into the mountains. So you just walk up the mountains, and then you can spend the entire day just walking through the mountains. There's so much to do there. So yeah, I definitely recommend that one too in Nara.
なんかこの黒っぽいやつ黒くてでっかいやつ黒じゃないや。
Yeah, boy tonight. It's almost like more of a mountain path than a shrine. It's just like a mountain path with random shrine stuff. And then there's like also
Those are the
omise you
best.
can eat. Yeah, it's like this giant. It might be a temple, honestly. I know there's a Buddhist temple in there too. It might be both. There might be like in the mountain there's a temple and there's a shrine as well. I think that's what it is actually. But in
綺麗。
Nara,
I just looked up 奈良のお寺。
Nara no Otera.
綺麗。
It's very, yeah, I love it. But yeah, there's
That's
small
the other
shrines are
thing
good.
about shrines is that they're always clean. Even the ones in the mountains. Maybe not necessarily like all the leaves might not be gone if they're the
Right.
more rural ones, but they're usually kept up.
Yeah,
is
they
insane.
are. Yeah. Yeah, even if there's like, oh, so I remember I went to Onojo with Jacob, right? And we're climbing in the mountains, and there's this one shrine. There's just like literally in the middle of the mountain. Like, wow, how did they put this here? But it was really small. It was like one building, right? And then there's just this one guy just sweeping away at the like the
Yeah.
stones, getting the leaves away, and just keeping it clean. I'm like, this is really cool. But yeah, honestly, just any small shrines and any ones you find on an adventure, those are the best ones. You know?
I agree. です。
はい。This. You want to
です。
take a look at the comments?
Sure. Yeah. Let's
Hi.
do that.
Wow, my stream chat is like broken. It keeps like unloading. Let me see. Hopefully, there we go. Okay. I think I heard
think-
somewhere
go ahead.
that
Yeah.
we were reading the same one. Shrines are rebuilt every 20 years to keep the master apprentice skill going. Is that true, or is that the reason? Whatnot. Honestly, I wouldn't surprise me, but like my first thought that comes to mind, I don't really know. But I feel like shrines just get burned down a lot or destroyed like by earthquakes or whatnot. Right? Like, cause they're kind of generally they're older buildings, right? Like for example, Asakusa.
ちょっと待って、
The
何
one Asakusa, the temple in Asakusa has been burned down a ton of times because of like big fires or even just like the war. Like there's been a lot of stuff that happens to shrines like that. in big cities that they just burn down or whatnot. So I don't know if it's specifically to keep like skill transfer going, but I know, yeah, they do get rebuilt just because of wear and
I
tear, I
did
think.
find something about a specific otera, or
Mhm.
actually jinja. Ise Jingu
Mhm.
かなは、1300、1300年の間に20年に一度建て替えるらしいです。So I think
1300
it maybe depends.
Yeah. It probably just does depend on the. I'm sure there are
It
some temples
says
that do that.
the title of the article is 20年ごとに建て替えることで影響を保つ伊勢神宮らしい
So
です。
yeah, that must be the shrine that you heard that about.
It could be true for more.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I would not
surprised.
be surprised.
Yeah. But I haven't heard that specifically yet. で、他の question.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, drop them in our chats. If not,
Yeah.
I think we're about to wrap it up. We'll type our wrap up
Yeah,
sentences
we'll
while you guys
yeah.
think on those.
We'll think about our wrap up sentences. But yeah, just
散歩中になんだろう、お寺に出くわしたら入ってみてください。
そうだな。
はい。
一番行きたいお寺とか一番行きたいお寺とか神社は何でしょうか
that one easy. お寺か
Oh, I wrote ねんでしょうか Whoopsies. あ、なんでやねんえ
なんでやねん
なんでやねん
There's a phase 2 lesson that I just recorded. I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago or whatever. There's a Kansai band. Wait, phase 2? Yeah. There's a unit now or lesson now that's on Kansai band. And then I also had to do one in Hokkaido band. I've actually never heard of any of the ones that are in there, so I had to look up a YouTube video of someone speaking it so that I could say it properly.
Right. 面白い。Wait, where's the Hokkaido band one? Is that one more recent?
いや、あると思うよ。Native Shark?
I'm like a month behind on the lessons. I have like a pile left to go through, so maybe I haven't seen that one lesson.
I don't know where. Yeah, it was pretty recent.
So I probably haven't seen it yet. It's probably.
I don't know which one it is. Oh well. Yeah, but there is one. Hokkaido Ben. Of course they have one though. I just never heard of it.
Yeah.
Spoken.
Yeah, like everywhere has some sort of ben. But yeah, I've never heard any spoken Hokkaido ben. Yeah. Which
is interesting though, because I think Tokyo is kind of like the West Coast in America. Like about the language not having an accent. It's like the Hyojungo, like the Hyojun of Hyojins.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my camera died.
Oh no.
But yeah, I agree. 爆発した。But yeah, I agree. There is Tokyo has the Hyojungo, and then Tai has his camera turning on.
Yeah, summon Tai. 真っ赤になるかしら。
真っ赤だ。
怖いわ。やめて。
真っ赤じゃないけど。わ。
Oh man. Rip. Hopefully. Maybe you'll be blue this time.
Maybe I'll be blue. Balance it out. Red oni, blue oni.
Oh, いいね。
かな。いいかもね。
There's a really sad kid story about Oni. This is super off topic.
Oh,
We're not even talking about at all about Shrine anymore. But there's a story in Japanese, like fairy tale, like children's story type things,
Mm.
and it's about I think it's called
It's
Akaoni to
Aoni.
Aoni,
Yeah.
something like that. Aoni to Akaoni. And it's about a Oni that wants to be friends with humans.
Mm.
And I don't know if I want
Oh.
to like give it away
Mm.
because it's such a
I
good
remember.
story.
Yeah.
But essentially, you should go read it. And
Yeah.
it's a great, yes.
Yeah. I agree. I haven't read it, but I've heard the synopsis, and it's actually like, yeah, it's worth the read. It's not a happy story.
No, it kind of is, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's
I should
a,
read it.
yeah.
It's probably
You
like a
should.
kid's book too, right? I could probably
I
find it
believe
somewhere.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to read the whole thing. That's what another thing, like I want to study like all the like kid stories or like the folk tales and stuff like that because I feel like that gives you an insight on the culture, you know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
want
That's a good
cuz
point.
there's like jokes or whatever that I just don't understand. Like I understand the language being used, but I don't understand culturally. And like
Mm.
that's like I feel like one of my next levels of understanding Japanese is like getting a deeper grasp on the culture, you know?
Mm. Yeah, no, I agree. I had a book
Mm.
growing up in America?
America.
どっちだ
お
日本、いや、違う。日本、
日本
日本。で、
日本
一日一話、
うん
一日一
一日一
芝居かなんかで、
うん
wait one second, Cinder is saying something. Oh, okay, never mind. Um, it was Japanese fables that were lesser known
うん
that was in one single book that had like
Oh.
365.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so like
you should
every
go
day
read
you'd
it.
read a new story.
Yeah, because I had to
Ah.
practice onyomi, or sorry, ondoku,
うん。
right? In Japan, that's a thing that they make you do at school.
音読
Mm.
Like
Ondoku is to read something out loud.
oh. So that's like the official name for it, I guess. Because I know like yomiageru is to read out loud, but ondoku is like the act of doing that.
Ondoku, maybe it's like a homework version of the name.
Yeah, it sounds
Ondoku
like
shinasai
or like
みたいな。
okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say like there's also like dokkai, which is like
うん。
reading comprehension. That's very test sounding, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the one for listening? Ki kiki kikitori? 覚えてない. But
I
yeah,
think on tests and stuff it's called 聞き取りテストとかじゃない？
かも覚えてないけど
Sneak
listening.
peek of, yeah, the episode on the children's fables that we possibly might do in the future because I think that would be really good.
Yeah, I would love that.
We might even do a couple, but
Mm.
like the most famous ones are like Urashima Taro and
Momotaro.
Momotaro. Yeah,
Mm.
they're all taros.
Yeah.
They're about
They're all
boys.
taros.
Yeah. What else is there? Do you know of any that's like super famous? Hanasaka Ji-san? That one's
それわ
super
かんない
famous.
わかんない
Hanasaka Ji-san. あとはなんだろうね。
There's I think there's a Ghibli movie on this one. It's like Nanchara Kanchara Kagura Hime or something? Kaguya
Kagura
Hime?
Hime.
Kagura
Kaguya
Hime?
Hime. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That one's born out of a take.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
鶴
Out of
の
a bamboo.
恩返しとか。
そうそうそう
Yeah.
猫の恩返
あと
し
は猫の恩返しではあります。
ではありませんね
うん。あとは一寸法師とかかな？
わかん
I
ない
think those are like
一
the
寸法
major
師
ones.
うん
Issunboshi is, I don't remember how the dude was born, but he is born really tiny. And
Oh.
then he sails across the oceans to fight demons and stuff, and then he comes
Ah.
back.
So Isun, oh yeah, because Isun is like a small measurement, right? So if it's one of like those
Oh, so-
tiny,
so.
I don't remember how small, but it's really small. そうなんだ
So
Okay.
this.
Yeah. All right. Let's check if there's any other questions. I think, yeah, the camera saga continues. I need to get a new camera. This one doesn't focus very well either. So it's like we're losing quality from Google Meetings, and then this is just bad camera to begin with. So it's like
Mm,
I need a new camera.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Can
Oh
at
well.
least see you.
Yeah, it works for now. It's fine. Hi.
はい。では、タイさん、
では、
よろしくお願いします。
そうですね。はい。
はい。
All right. Yeah. I like it, doing the transition because I don't remember how we left off. So it's like, how do I transition this to this Kyosimo?
I think we're hiking up mountains and finding shrines
Hi-
is the last shrine.
Oh
thing that we
yeah, I
talked
think it
about.
was. Mm. But yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. Hopefully you have a nice list of shrines you can go to when you come to Japan. Because hopefully it'll be open soon. Soon, TM everyone, please.
お願いいたします。
はい、お願いします。But with that being said, 今日の質問です。一番行きたいお寺とか神社は何でしょうか？で、行ったことあったら何が一番好きでした？
どこが一番好きだったじゃない？
あーどこが一番好きでした？はい。
はい
で、行ったことあったらどこが一番好きでした？
うん、
はい。ありがとうございます。
私はその辺に潜んでるお寺が一番好きです。
僕も
潜んでる。
潜む
Somebody sounds
like
like a
lurking or
Pokemon.
sneaking. Yeah.
Just looking in the grasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
では皆さん、お散歩中にお寺か神社に出くわしたら行ってみてください。
はい。
はい。
パチパチパチ。Yeah.
All
We
right.
both we
That
both
was
read it
fun.
on the first try. Well, I did a grammar mistake,
Well,
but I pronounced it
I mean,
correctly.
it's
more or less.
technically not incorrect.
Yeah, just not 一番不自然。
うん。
しょうがない。
うん
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming and listening live. That was very
Yeah.
fun.
That was fun. ありがとうございます。
And
見てく
we
れて。
will see you next week at the same time.
はい。お疲れ
And these
様で。
episodes
お
get edited by Ty every week.
Yeah.
And they come out
yeah.
on Fridays.
Fridays. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Friday, Japan time. So right now we're recording Thursday morning, Japan time. And then usually these will come out like 2 weeks after is the schedule. So I think the next one coming out was Koban. So the Koban one should be coming out tomorrow on the podcast.
はい。
はい。
お疲
OK
れ。様です。
お疲れ様です。